So I just came across this. Breaking. Trump administration orders massive freeze on all federal aid. Now, this is important because it affects things like Section 8. It affects things like WIC, SNAP, EBT, kids programs, Medicare, Medicaid. And I don't like anything that affects kids in a negative way. I'm just going to say that from the beginning. And you might not think that the presidency has the power because the power of the purse strings lies in Congress. But what they're getting ready to do is order a freeze while they evaluate and review and audit all of the payments that are going out to people. Now, how long do you think it's going to take for the federal government to audit millions of people that get Section 8, millions of people that get Medicaid, Medicare, who get SNAP, WIC, EBT? How long is that going to take? It's going to take a long time. Now, I don't see how this is going to be good for people that offer Section 8 housing. I don't see how this is going to be good for children. But I'm going to tell you, if you on Section 8 are getting benefits and you are an able-bodied person and you just don't want to work, I ain't talking about veterans. I ain't talking about people that have some sort of disability. If your disability is laziness, this is a good thing for you because you need to get out here and work like the rest of us. And I will also say this. This is why family is so important. This is why having multiple incomes is so important. This is why having a support system and not dependent upon the federal government is so important because they can rip the rug at any time that they so choose. Look at him signing. He happy. Under a pull at Section 8. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Is this fair or no? Since there seems to be confusion about the plans that the Trump administration are putting freezes on, let's read directly from the article. And I'm going to show you specifically why I made the first video. It says, this is the Political article. It's non-biased. Both left and right people write on this. The Trump administration is spurring confusion as it seeks to implement a sweeping freeze of federal assistance, undermining laws Congress has enacted in recent years. Now, just for you guys that don't know, it's not the presidency or the Senate that controls the money and money that's paid out in this country. Trump is trying to pull that power from the Congress. The Congress controls the purse strings, not the presidency, not the Senate. The White House Budget Office early Tuesday circulated a 52-page document ordering agencies to answer 14 questions by the end of the week for each program that has funding or activities planned through March the 15th. The spreadsheet obtained by Politico covers thousands, not a few, thousands of programs, including many that send assistance each month to U.S. households like food aid to very low income people age 60 and over, the home energy program that helps cover winter heating costs for the poorest households, and the WIC program that aids low income pregnant mothers and babies. Yet hours later, this is where the confusion starts. The Office of Management and Budget released a follow-up memo, also obtained by Politico, explaining that benefits like the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program and student loans would not be affected by the freeze, nor would Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security payments. Now, they announced, so first of all, Social Security payments is an entitlement. It's not really a federal aid, it's an entitlement. But they excluded a few out of thousands of programs. And they did not exclude Section 8, which is a huge program. Funds for small businesses, farmers, Pell Grants, Head Start, rental assistance, and other similar programs will not be paused, the new memo adds. Funds for small businesses, farmers, Pell Grants, Head Start, rental assistance, and other similar programs will not be paused. I want you guys to understand that rental assistance is not the same thing as Section 8. I want you to understand that. These are two separate programs. There are rental assistance programs that are funded by the federal government where if you fall behind, they'll give you money to catch up. Section 8 is a very different program. It's an ongoing program. The OMB memo also defended the administration's actions against accusations that they constitute violations of impoundment law, which is designed to block presidents from unilaterally withholding money without the consent of Congress. It's a temporary pause to give agencies time to ensure that financial assistance conforms to the policies set out in the president's executive orders to the extent permitted by law, according to the memo. There is no executive order that a president can write that can overcome the will of Congress and the purse strings and its branch of government. See, a lot of people didn't pass civics class, so they have a lot to learn about how our three branches of government works. You can write a law, and that only goes into effect if Congress will allocate the money for it. Congress has already allocated the money for these programs, so taking them away, Trump doesn't have the power to do that. This is a power grab. The Trump administration's order Monday night followed the new president's initial executive actions a week earlier, which ordered the freeze of foreign aid and a broad range of other federal funding. Temporary pauses are a necessary part of program implementation that have been ordered by past presidents to ensure that programs are being executed and funds spent in accordance with the president's policies and do not constitute impoundments. See, they're trying to skate the law. Now, none of these programs pay me. I'm not affected. I personally don't care. But they're trying to skate the law, and you cannot skate the law on this. If the money was allocated by Congress, it has to be paid out. Freezes are against the law. He will be sued. And just like he lost already the lawsuit for taking away birthright citizenship, he will expeditiously lose this suit as well. The reason is what he's trying to do is do a power grab. He's trying to bypass Congress. You can't do that. If he wanted these programs halted or paused, He should have went to Congress and said, I want you to pass legislation doing this. The reason why he didn't go to Congress is because he can't get that bill passed. Now, I voted for the other person. I have nothing against anybody that voted for him. But I'm going to tell you something. He's trying to push the limits of presidency. That executive office is not a king's office. It's not a dictator's office. He can only make moves with the consent of the other two branches of government. And they are not giving their consent to cut off all of these thousands of federal programs. For instance, there's federal programs that lower energy costs, heating and air for people that will be included in this freeze, which means someone who's been paying 30% less could get an astronomical power bill while this freeze is on. Now, presidents before have done limited freezes, but these are thousands of programs that we're talking about. We're not talking about 2, 3, 5 programs. We're talking about thousands of programs. So I want to be very clear for you guys that say that, no, it's not like that. Yes, it is. You guys clearly don't know how many federal funding programs we have in this country. We have programs that pay grandmothers and aunts and uncles something when their kids go to, when they have to watch their grandkids because the single mom is going to work. So a single mom goes to work. She's making money, but who can watch her kids? She can't afford $2,000 a month for daycare because she makes $3,200 a month. So the federal government has plans in place and programs that give the grandma, the granddad, or a friend a small stipend to take care of the kids. There's a lot of programs that's not mentioned in the exclusions that will be affected. Let's get that straight.